Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the solar system's hottest real estate listing. It has endless views, zero traffic jams, and plenty of open space for your kids to play. We call it Mars, humanity's Plan B, the dream home we've all been waiting for. Wait! Actually, scratch that. Welcome to a freezing radioactive desert, where the air is toxic and the dust storms cover the entire planet for months. We think moving to Mars is like upgrading from a cramped apartment to a luxury villa. But in reality, it's like moving into a rusty shipping container, inside a freezer, with no Wi-Fi. Seriously, look at it. It's a giant rock. Yet the smartest people on Earth are obsessed with it. Billions of dollars are being spent just to get us there. Why? Do we hate comfortable lives? Are we just bored? Or is there a secret hidden in that red dust that can save our species? Hi, I'm Ant vs. Universe. Today, we are going to decode the mystery of Mars. We will look at the science, the survival guide, and the hilarious truth about living on the red planet. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Let's go. So, why is it red? In mythology, Mars is the god of war, covered in the blood of his enemies. Very metal, very scary. But in chemistry, it's just rust. Boring, old rust. The fancy scientific name is iron oxide, Fe2O3. Basically, Mars is a giant floating ball of scrap metal that someone left out in the rain for a few billion years. If you lick the ground, it probably tastes like a penny. Okay, the ground is rusty. But what about the air? Can we breathe there? Absolutely not. The atmosphere on Mars is 95% carbon dioxide. Taking a deep breath on Mars is exactly like stick your face into a car's exhaust pipe. And it's incredibly thin. The air pressure is less than 1% of Earth's. Without a spacesuit, your blood would literally boil within seconds. Not a fun way to go? Looking at the photos, Mars looks like a hot desert, right? Like Arizona or the Sahara? You might want to pack your swimsuit. Don't. It's a trap. Because Mars is further from the sun, the average temperature is minus 60 degrees Celsius, minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That is colder than Antarctica. At the poles, it can drop to minus 125 degrees Celsius. So it's a rusty, poisonous, freezing desert. Still want to buy a house here? So, if it's so terrible, why have humans been staring at it for centuries, convinced that aliens were waving back at us? Let's look at the history of our Mars obsession. Spoiler alert, we have a very vivid imagination. Long before Elon Musk, humans were already obsessed with Mars. But back in the 19th century, our telescopes were, let's just say, potato quality. It was like watching a YouTube video in 144p resolution. Astronomers would squint at the blurry red dot and try to guess what was happening, and that is how the biggest misunderstanding in history began. In 1877, Italian astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli saw lines on Mars. He called them canali, meaning natural channels. But Americans translating it heard canals, as in artificial waterways built by engineers. Suddenly, everyone panicked. Oh my God, they have infrastructure. They have irrigation systems. They are smarter than us. It was the ultimate case of lost in translation. We basically invented an entire alien civilization because of a translation error. Pop culture went crazy. We imagined Martians were these super-intelligent green men coming to steal our water and date our women. We were scared, but we were also excited. It was like waiting for a blind date with a mysterious rich stranger. Then came 1965. The Mariner 4 probe flew by and sent back the first close-up photos. The world held its breath. And it was just craters, dead rocks. No cities, no canals, no little green men waving hello. Just a desolate wasteland. It was the biggest catfish in history. Mars' profile picture looked amazing, but in real life, it was a total disappointment. We got friend-zoned by a planet. So, the romantic dream is dead. Mars is ugly and boring, but we still need to go. Not for love, but for survival. Why? Because putting all your eggs in one basket is bad. Putting all humans on one planet? That's suicidal. Imagine Earth is your laptop. It holds all your important photos, your work, and your memories. Basically, it holds 8 billion users. Now imagine you have no backup, no Google Drive, no iCloud, no USB stick. If you spill coffee on this laptop, or if it catches a virus, everything is gone, deleted, forever. Don't believe me? Just ask the dinosaurs. They were the rulers of Earth for millions of years. But they had one fatal problem. They didn't have a space program. When the asteroid came, they couldn't hop on a rocket. They were stuck here. And now, they are museum exhibits and gasoline for our cars. This is why Elon Musk and scientists want to go to Mars. Not because it's a nice vacation spot, but because we need a backup drive. Sure, this backup drive, Mars, is old, dusty, and full of bugs, but it's the only one we have right now. In finance, they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Right now, all human eggs are in the Earth basket. If we settle on Mars, we become a multi-planetary species. If Earth crashes, humanity still survives on the red server. It's the ultimate insurance policy. Okay, logically, it makes sense. We need to go. But getting there? That is a whole different nightmare. Pack your bags, say goodbye to fresh air, and get ready for the longest, most dangerous road trip of your life. So, how do we get there? It's not like catching a flight to New York. The distance is about 300 million miles, depending on the orbit. Best case scenario? It takes 7 months. That is 7 months of sitting in a chair, asking, "Are we there yet?" about 50,000 times. Imagine being locked in a small RV with 5 coworkers you barely know. You can't open a window to get fresh air. You can't go for a walk. And the smell? Oh boy. No showers, reused air, and sweaty gym socks floating in zero gravity. It's a locker room nightmare. But bad smells won't kill you. Radiation will. In space, there is no atmosphere to protect you from cosmic rays. Essentially, the spaceship is a slow-cooking microwave. Scientists have to invent special shields, or else you'll arrive on Mars looking like a crispy piece of bacon. And here is the worst part. The deal breaker for Gen Z. There is no real-time internet. You can't scroll TikTok. You can't play League of Legends. You can't even stalk your ex on Instagram. You are totally offline for 7 months. Just you and your thoughts. Terrifying, right? But finally, after the smell, the radiation, and the boredom, you see it. The red planet. It's huge, it's beautiful, and it's right there. Don't relax yet. The hardest part hasn't even started. It's time for the 7 minutes of terror. Landing on Earth is easy. The thick air slows you down. Landing on the moon is easy. There is no air, just use rockets. But Mars? Mars is the annoying middle child. The atmosphere is too thin to slow you down with just parachutes, but thick enough to burn your ship into a fireball. It's the worst of both worlds. You hit the atmosphere at 12,000 miles per hour. You have to reach zero in exactly 7 minutes. The heat shield gets as hot as the surface of the sun. It's like trying to stop a Formula One car using only your feet while driving on ice. Here is the scary part. Because Mars is so far away, the radio signal takes 14 minutes to reach Earth. The landing only takes 7 minutes. That means by the time NASA engineers receive the signal entering atmosphere, the ship has already landed, or crashed, 7 minutes ago. They are literally watching a replay. It's not engineering anymore. It's a game of luck. To land the heavy rovers, NASA used a sky crane, a jetpack that lowers the car on cables. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. It is basically the world's most expensive claw machine game, except if you drop this prize, you lose $2 billion. Touchdown! We made it! The computer didn't kill us. Welcome to your new home. Now, open the hatch. But wait, what are we going to drink, or eat, or breathe? Oh, okay, you landed. You are alive. And now, you are incredibly thirsty. You want a glass of fresh spring water? Well, too bad. Water is extremely heavy. Bringing enough water from Earth for a colony would cost trillions of dollars. So, we have to find it there. Good news. We have technology called the water reclamation system. It captures sweat, moisture from your breath, and, yes, your urine. It filters everything until it is purer than the tap water in your house. But mentally, it's tough. As astronauts say, today's coffee is tomorrow's coffee. The circle of life has never been this intimate. Now that you are hydrated with pea water, let's talk about breathing. Mars has no oxygen. We can't plant trees immediately, so we use a robot called Moxie. Think of it as a mechanical tree. It sucks in the toxic atmosphere and splits it to create breathable oxygen. But remember, you can never open a window. You live in a bubble, pressurized and sealed tight. If the glass cracks, game over. You are basically a goldfish in a very expensive bowl, watching the dust storms outside. Okay, we have water. We have air. Now I'm hungry. Can I order a burger, a pizza, some pasta? Prepare your taste buds because the menu on Mars is extremely consistent. Craving a cheeseburger? Forget it. There is no Uber Eats here. Even if there was, the delivery fee would be $5 billion, and the food would arrive cold, 8 months later. So you have to grow your own food. Welcome to the most expensive farm in the solar system. You've seen the movie The Martian, right? Matt Damon grows potatoes in poop and survives. It looks gross, but doable. But here's the science plot twist. Martian soil is toxic. It's full of perchlorates. If you eat a potato grown directly in that dirt, you don't survive. You die. Fast. We have to wash the soil chemically first. It's a lot of laundry for a bit of dirt. Once you clean the soil, get ready for a diverse menu of potatoes. Potatoes are the calorie champions. Breakfast, boiled potato, lunch, mashed potato, dinner, baked potato. It's a carb lover's dream, but a foodie's nightmare. Want protein? Sorry, cows are too heavy to fly. Say hello to your new best friends, crickets and worms. They take up little space and are packed with protein. Burgers on Mars will be crunchy, bon appétit. Living on Mars means giving up the luxury of choice. You eat to survive, not to enjoy. You will miss the smell of bacon more than you miss your family. Life on Mars isn't all bad. Actually, you get superpowers. The gravity is only 38% of Earth's. You can lift heavy rocks like the Hulk. You can jump over a house like Michael Jordan. Every day feels like you are in a low-budget superhero movie. But there is a catch. Your body is lazy. Without strong gravity, your bones and muscles think, "Oh, we don't need to work anymore," and they start to dissolve. Unless you exercise for 2 hours every single day, you will return to Earth looking like a jellyfish, a sad, floppy jellyfish. Now, let's talk about the internet. Gamers, look away now. This will hurt. Light takes up to 22 minutes to travel between Earth and Mars. That means a simple hello takes 44 minutes for a round trip. Lag? No, this is not lag. This is history. You are literally chatting with the past. Imagine arguing with your girlfriend on Earth. She sends, "We need to talk." You see it 20 minutes later. You reply, "What's wrong?" She waits 40 minutes for your reply. By the time she gets it, she has already broken up with you, blocked you, and found a new boyfriend. So, forget about Zoom calls. Forget about live streaming. On Mars, you are truly disconnected. It's lonely, but also kind of peaceful. So let's recap. Mars is freezing, toxic, smells bad, has terrible food, and the Wi-Fi sucks. It's the worst vacation spot in the universe. Any logical person would stay on Earth, sit on a beach, and drink a coconut. So why are we still building rockets? Because comfort is not in our DNA. If our ancestors wanted comfort, they would have stayed in the caves. We are explorers. We crossed oceans without maps. We flew planes when everyone said it was impossible. We do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Imagine a child born on Mars 50 years from now. They will never know what a blue sky looks like. They will look up at the night sky and point to a tiny blue star. They will say, "Look, that is where my grandparents came from." That perspective changes everything. Going to Mars isn't about abandoning Earth, it's about expanding life. It's about ensuring that the light of consciousness doesn't disappear. We are taking the seeds of life from this beautiful blue garden and planting them in a dusty red pot, just in case. So, are you ready to pack your bags? Personally, I'll wait for them to fix the Wi-Fi first. If you enjoyed this trip, smash that like button like an asteroid hitting a planet, and subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and keep looking up.